Harry. When Harry proposed breaking up for the nth time, I was staying up late working on my performance review report. Giselle, you have 20 minutes to come to the club and apologize, or we're breaking up. I immediately broke down. This performance review is crucial for my promotion. Can you pick another time to make a scene? He said lightly. Making a scene? Seems like your job is more important than me. Let's break up then. By the way, I'm a very petty person. Preventing your promotion is just one phone call away for me. I slammed the phone down hard, only to see a row of bullet comments flash before my eyes. Would the female lead really take the male lead's harsh words seriously? In truth, he wanted to surprise her. Her promotion had already been secretly decided long ago. As long as the female lead shows she's willing to give up her job for him, the male lead would even hand over the CEO position to her. How could he bear to ruin her future? This is just how we avoidant personalities are, saying no while secretly wanting it badly, relying on our partner to hold on tight and never let go. The male lead is standing at the door, waiting for the female lead to take a taxi so he can coax her. The bittersweet angst is just too addictive to resist. I was half convinced and half doubting, wanting to go out to find him. A message popped up. Heard MS. Giselle has no hope for promotion. Interested in job hopping. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Subscribe us to read wonderful novels every day. Now the story begins. I stared at the offbeat message, trying to recall for a long time. After confirming it wasn't a prank message, I still had no clue about this person named Little Wings. Harry using a burner account to test me. But immediately, I dismissed that thought. Harry, someone that Sundra would never stoop to testing me. For 10 years in this relationship, it's always been me who took the initiative to apologize and make up. How many times have we played out this scene, me taking a cab to win him back? Just like tonight, my favoritism has made him take everything for granted. So who is this person texting you? The answer will pop up in the bullet comments right away. The male lead's arch rival actually tried to steal his love interest. Just now, the male lead was hiding in the bar's restroom making a phone call when the rival overheard him. As soon as he stepped out, the rival contacted the female lead. That was quick. The female lead is not only the male lead's lover but also a key talent being groomed by the Ives family. As the rival CEO, Marlon would naturally try to poach her. Hey, upstairs commenter, dare you say that the domineering CEO Goo, who fantasizes about the female lead every night, didn't have ulterior motives in making this move? I squinted. It was Marlon. Last time I led the team to win the bid against the Maurice family. At the evening cocktail party, someone egged us on to add each other as friends for more communication and collaboration. Back then, he didn't even glance my way. I stood by, my face nearly stiff from smiling, before he finally handed me his phone with a cold expression to scan the code. I thought he would delete me immediately after going home, but surprisingly, he kept me. But I only believe half of what the barrage says. Harry never hides our relationship, but outside, he treats me with the coldness of a superior. To the uninformed, I'm just a beast of burden earning $7,000 a month in his eyes. That's why Marlon loves mocking Harry the most. Finding a beast of burden who'll sleep with you for free, Mr. Harry truly lives up to being an outstanding businessman. Marlon looks down on me. He extended an olive branch to me, but upon closer inspection, it seemed more like an attempt to provoke Harry. I skipped over his name, discovered Harry's assistant had sent a voice message. Giselle, come quickly, Mr. Harry is drunk and refuses to leave. He also sent a video of Harry making a fuss. I hesitated for a moment, about to change clothes and go out, then stopped mid-action. That's right. Iris's coquettish laughter clearly appears at the 30-second mark. The male lead is pulling this stunt again, deliberately calling the second female lead over just to make the female lead nervous. Who could blame the female lead for falling for this every time? Scare her, and she can't help but get worked up. Hurry up and go out, female lead. I guarantee with my membership that if you're willing to go apologize and coax him, he'll be kneeling and waiting for your little whip tonight. I understand the male lead too well. Seeing my boyfriend in agony because I mentioned breaking up gives me such a thrill. It makes me feel like he's utterly obsessed with me. I was stunned. So the bullet comments weren't just my imagination after all. The female lead they're talking about is me, which means the male lead is Harry. Harry really is, like they said, always threatening to break up, waiting for me to make amends. If I don't go, he'll get everyone around us to pressure me. But even if I really went, he wouldn't immediately soften up. Last time, I took an overnight high-speed train to coax him. I pushed open the door, covered in dust and exhaustion. But he didn't even glance at me, instead pressing closer to Iris. Who told you to call her over? Weren't you so determined to break up? But the next second, his body would honestly lean in immediately to hold my hand and walk with me. That night, he pestered me to do it 7 times. The next day, he doubled the compensation with bags and trips. I once asked him, "Aren't you afraid I'll run away if you treat me like this?" He rested his head against my collarbone, acting coquettishly. My wife wouldn't possibly leave me over such a trivial matter. "Giselle, as long as you take 1 step towards me, I'll always walk the remaining 99 steps to you." But he didn't know, he kept getting hurt like this, over and over. "I don't want to take another step. I can't handle this kind of emotionally exhausting love anymore." Seeing that I didn't respond, my assistant kept calling to urge me. I hesitated, wondering whether to comfort him one more time. At this moment, Iris sent a message. "Harry said you don't need to come anymore, he's going to watch the sunrise with me." She sent a short video. "Brother, Giselle still hasn't come over. Could she really be breaking up with you?" Harry took a big gulp of alcohol. "We broke up, let's not talk about her. Haven't you always said you wanted me to watch the sunrise with you? Let's go." He glanced at the camera out of the corner of his eye. Clearly, he knew Iris was recording. I took a deep breath and forcefully put down the phone. Continue refining the performance review PPT. Rather than believing the barrage comments saying Harry has already secured my promotion, I'd rather trust in my own abilities. I'm not Harry or Iris, born with a silver spoon in their mouths. Poor as I am, I must seize every opportunity by myself. Harry didn't come back all night. I also stayed up all night with insomnia. The next day, when I walked into the office with a heavy heart, Harry had already arrived early, dressed impeccably, not a trace of casualness in his demeanor. The overwhelming aura of authority from the CEO was palpable, a stark contrast to the childish, reckless version of him from last night. I nervously finished presenting my promotion pitch PPT, and at the end, he joined everyone in applause. My gaze could be considered calm and friendly. I wondered, could it be that because I didn't coax him, he actually ended up being fine? When the meeting ended, I noticed a small gift had appeared on everyone's desk. The finance director next to me had stars in her eyes. "Wow, having a CEO boyfriend is great. Your girlfriend gets promoted and you give everyone gifts." The administrative assistant cleared her throat lightly. "This is a welcome gift from the newly appointed CEO's assistant for everyone." The finance department was shocked. A limited edition perfume welcome gift for each person. What a new way for rich second-generation kids to humiliate the working class. The administrative assistant glanced at me uneasily, quietly pulling the finance director aside. "The new assistant is the only daughter of our major client, the Randolph family." The gift was Mr. Harry's treat. Said to help his childhood sweetheart save face, so it was Iris. I understood inwardly. Iris had always wanted to use the opportunity of working at the Ives house to get closer to Harry. The Randolph family had also repeatedly proposed to Harry, suggesting a marriage alliance between the two families to combine their strengths. Harry had refused to agree because of me, but after one night, he actually consented. He even let her into the CEO's office to be his personal assistant. A position that even I, as his official girlfriend, couldn't sit in. I tried my best not to think about what happened between them last night. I opened the file and prepared to focus on my work. A colleague told me that Harry wanted to see me about something. As it happened, I also needed to speak with him, so I headed straight to the CEO's office. Upon entering, I saw Iris sitting on Harry's desk with her back to me. Her slender waist beneath the body-hugging skirt was lightly pressed against Harry's hand. A sharp pain surged in the palm of my hand. Never thought I'd see the day Harry being so intimate with someone else. I cleared my throat softly, startling Iris into jumping away. Iris turned and saw it was me, her smile vanishing instantly. She pouted her lips. "After working for so many years, don't you know you should knock before entering?" I was slightly taken aback, entering Harry's office. "I never considered knocking. Sorry. Next time you do something inconvenient, remember to close the door." Harry had been waiting to see me lose my temper, but his expression changed slightly upon hearing my words, yet his face remained unreadable. "Mr. Harry, is there anything you need?" he replied calmly. "The board has decided to put your promotion on hold for now." Iris cast a triumphant glance. I lowered my head to look at my toes and gave a faint He really didn't lie to me. Just because I didn't coax him, he reached out and halted my promotion. My heart feels like it's being crushed by a 1,000-pound boulder, making it hard to breathe. The corners of my eyes sting uncontrollably. Fortunately, the barrage of comments gave me a heads up, so I can still manage to stay calm for now. "Oh, got it. We didn't speak." The atmosphere was dead silent. "If you want to fight for it," I cut him off. "I won't. If there's nothing else, I'll leave first." I turned quickly. But he called out to stop me. Also, the project in City A will now be handled by Iris. You're no longer in charge, hand it over to her today. I turned around abruptly. What did you say? I had spent a full 6 months preparing for the City A project, going months without a vacation for it. At one point, the stress was so overwhelming that I needed a handful of pills every night just to get a few hours of sleep. This project is my hope. I want to use it to show everyone my capabilities. Stop thinking that I'm just Harry's protege who got here through connections. Harry also knows my determination. He secretly helped me connect with resources and gave me a hand, just as the project was about to succeed. He actually asked me to hand it over to Iris. Iris just joined the company and needs a project to establish herself. The project in City A has a big reputation and is about to show results. It's the perfect opportunity for her to practice. I choked back tears as I asked him. You knew this project was my lifeblood, why are you doing this to me? He smiled vindicatively. I told you, I'm petty and hold grudges. Besides, I'm the boss. I don't need your approval to assign projects to anyone. You can resign anytime if you're not satisfied. Iris covered her mouth and laughed. I watched them coldly. One was gloating. The other was calm and composed. You're all convinced I can't bear to let go? Fine, then I'll quit. Harry's smile vanished as he stared at me in disbelief. He raised his voice. Giselle, don't think being my girlfriend gives you the privilege to act willfully and make a scene. Don't think for a second that I wouldn't really let you go. I gave him a cold look. Mr. Harry, you're too busy with important matters to remember we've broken up. He was left speechless. Iris watched our tense standoff and couldn't help but smirk, putting on a troubled expression again. Harry, maybe let's just drop it. Don't argue because of me. She smiled provocatively. I'm all thumbs. What if I mess up the project and waste Giselle's efforts? He dotingly patted Iris's head. It's okay if you mess up, it's just a small project. Nothing to worry about. All the blood in my body rushed to my head. I used every ounce of strength to suppress the urge to rush forward and hit them, but my palms were already bleeding from how tightly I clenched them. A company that uses projects to please women isn't worth staying at. Consider my years of hard work as if they were fed to a dog. Iris angrily placed her hands on her hips. Who are you calling a dog? I sneered. You know perfectly well who the dog is. Giselle. Harry turned pale with anger. I turned and walked away without looking back. I returned to my workstation like a walking corpse. Tears only surged when no one was watching. The barrage of comments appeared again. The female lead is so confused. The male lead was just acting for you earlier. The moment you left, he kicked Iris out. The male lead just wanted to see her jealous and yielding, but he didn't expect the female lead to be so stubborn, preferring to resign rather than back down. When dating someone of higher status, you have to humble yourself. Wanting to stand tall while demanding money is just being greedy. You can't have it both ways. The female lead lacks clarity. Without this job, who will pay for her seriously ill mother's medical expenses? Can pride be exchanged for RMB? The barrage comments are right. Her mother's life depends on exorbitantly priced imported medication. Harry's salary has been covering my mother's medication all along. If I can't continue, the only family I have in this world will leave me. Just as I was agonizing over the money, Harry rarely took the initiative to message me. Come apologize to Iris, and I might consider giving the project back to you. I'll also give you the new project from the Ives family in the second half of the year. Take your employee badge back. This was Harry's first time yielding. The barrage of comments also spoke up for him. The male lead finally willing to lower his head. Who knows how much the stubborn guy is struggling inside right now. This avoidant type is moved. How much must we tough talkers love someone to be willing to lower our heads? Heroine, cherish this. Apart from being tsundere, the male lead is wealthy, handsome, and deeply affectionate. Heroine, tread carefully and cherish him. Don't push him away with your antics. Indeed, Harry might be a drama queen, but he's truly impeccable to me. If you can tolerate this flaw, he could be considered an excellent boyfriend, but I still refused without hesitation. I submitted my resignation letter to the HR director today. He took a long time to reply. Are you serious? Fine, don't come begging to me later. Don't regret it later when you've lost both love and career because of your stubbornness. I lay on the desk and cried silently, heartbroken over a decade-long relationship, yet unwilling to part with this job. But what I can't accept even more is Harry treating me this way. There's a black hole of love in his heart. And every time he tries to fill it by hurting me, I can't see the end in this darkness, nor can I find peace within myself. Rather than enduring constant pain, I'll take matters into my own hands to end it. I sent my resignation letter. Then dug out Marlon's number. Mr. Marlon, is your invitation still valid? An instant reply came, valid. But Harry's girlfriend is excluded. Me, already broke up, already resigned. Marlon stopped responding. My heart leaped into my throat. Could I have actually guessed right? He just wanted to get back at Harry, but didn't expect me to take it seriously. A long time passed. Marlon sent a photo of a large office with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the river. I've got the office ready for you. Shall I pick you up now to come take a look? I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Marlon, just how deep is Harry's grudge against him? I'm just a mid-level manager at the Ives family. How could changing jobs come with such good treatment? Wait until I finish the handover here before going over. Skip the handover, just mess with Harry. I'll cover whatever compensation you need to pay. Before I could reply, he sent another message. Forget it, just say a proper goodbye to the past. I know how heartbreak feels. If you need to drown your sorrows, call me. I'll cover the ride there and back. I facepalmed. No wonder people outside say Marlon is eccentric and domineering. What is all this? The entire afternoon. Harry didn't show up. The assistant said he was accompanying Iris to visit each department one by one. The president personally escorted me. This was a treatment I'd never experienced before. When I joined the company, Harry had just established himself at the Ives household. He feared gossip, so he never made our relationship public. He asked me to understand him. Harry was accidentally kidnapped as a child, spent 3 years scavenging with me in the slums. It wasn't until later that the Ives family found him. By the time he returned, his parents had already moved on and had a second child who became the center of their affection. Harry became an awkward and unnecessary presence. He studied hard and buried himself in work, all to gain recognition from the Ives family. To support him, I pretended not to know him well during my first 2 years at the company. It wasn't until I excelled in several consecutive projects that we made our relationship public. In comparison, Harry was fully aware that people in the company were shipping him and Iris as childhood sweethearts, yet he still didn't avoid suspicion, openly introducing her without hesitation. Such favoritism is something I simply cannot accept. I told you the domineering CEO would eventually marry his childhood sweetheart from a similar social standing. Miss Iris joining the Ives family now is clearly paving the way to become Mrs. Ives, isn't it? Some people climb into the boss's bed, deluding themselves they can enter high society, without even looking at their own background. After learning about my resignation, colleagues who previously disliked me no longer held back, spewing every harsh word imaginable. I paid no attention to the gossip, earning tuition by collecting trash since childhood, growing up amidst constant discrimination. I've long grown accustomed to being criticized. The call from Human Resources came through. Her tone was hesitant. Ms. Giselle. Miss Iris says your office has a better view. She wants to move in. So can you pack up right away? I was about to answer when a colleague from the IT department was already standing in front of me. Ms. Giselle, I'm here to oversee your handover materials, ensuring you don't harm the company's interests by leaving. He spoke loudly, and colleagues around us started whispering among themselves. I looked at the computer, from which my access had long been revoked, and smiled mockingly. But deep down, it still stung sharply. Harry clearly intended to humiliate me. Holding back tears, I numbly packed up my personal belongings. Casually, I threw the gift Harry gave me and our photo together into the trash, carrying the cardboard box. I walked to the elevator entrance but bumped into Iris holding a small gift, and standing beside her, with his arm linked in hers, was Harry. She stopped me. Don't go yet, Giselle. The CEO is treating the whole company to a Japanese buffet tonight to welcome me. Why not stay and eat? Beside her, Harry remained silent. The barrage comments were more excited than I was. The second female lead is shameless. Tonight's buffet is clearly to celebrate the female lead's promotion. The male lead just wants to use her to provoke the female lead. Please, heroine, just give in already, if you don't turn back now. The male lead will be so angry tonight that he'll drown his sorrows in alcohol, get drunk, be taken home by the second female lead, and once the deed is done, you two will be beyond saving. I pushed her away. Move, I don't have time. She still held onto my arm. Is it because you're too embarrassed to eat after being dumped? Or was it because your incompetence got exposed, and you couldn't bear to stay at the Ives so you fled in disgrace? I looked at her smug little face and finally lost my patience. I slapped her across the face without hesitation. Get lost. You're not worthy of sharing a meal with me. Iris screamed and lunged at Harry. Harry, she hit me. She's a shrew, completely unreasonable. Harry shielded Iris, his eyes blazing with fury as he glared at me. I took a step forward. And you? I raised my hand at Harry. You're trash too. As the slap descended, Harry clutched my hand tightly. Then abruptly shoved me away. Giselle, rein in your shrewish temper. He pushed me against the wall, my back searing with pain, yet I forced back tears and steadied myself. My gaze swept across Harry's chillingly cold face. Mr. Harry, I hit your little sweetheart. If you're unhappy, just call the police. I quickly walked out of the Ives family's building, but was stopped by someone at the entrance. A man wearing sunglasses sits in a pink sports car, flashing a wicked smile. A passing girl can't resist taking out her phone to secretly snap a photo of him. Here he comes, here he comes. Peacock Bro has waited until the flowers withered. The moment he heard the female lead broke up, he couldn't help but start showing off. I sighed inwardly again but forced a smile and walked over. Mr. Marlin, what are you doing here? He motioned for me to get in the car with a tilt of his chin. A prized workhorse we spent a fortune to recruit. Of course we need to put her to work right away. Gritting my teeth, I opened the car door. Then let's head to the office first to go over the work. He smirked and stepped on the gas. Don't worry, I'll take you to the airport after the meeting. It won't delay your trip. I became alert. How did you know I just bought a plane ticket? He snapped his fingers. Come on, I'm Marlin. Marlin led me into Morris's conference room, after a brief introduction, without any small talk. We immediately started working together. Who would have thought that this seemingly carefree playboy would be so meticulous and efficient when it came to work? After the 2-hour meeting, Marlin took me to the airport as promised. He personally helped me with my luggage, handing it to me only at the boarding gate. We'll see each other again soon. His words were a bit odd, but I didn't dwell on them. He's just a strange, peculiar person. At this moment, Harry sent a message. Whose car did you just get into? I've told you I can't stand any betrayal. Giselle, it's really childish to find another man to act and provoke me. I couldn't help but laugh. Harry thought Marlin was an extra I hired to provoke him. This person is such a hypocrite. He's been entangled with Iris, yet he acts like that's not sand in the eye. I can't be bothered to argue with him. Mr. Harry, we've already broken up, and I've resigned. My affairs are none of your business. His phone call came the very next second. Giselle, you've gone too far this time. Even throwing a tantrum has its limits. I burst out laughing. Mr. Harry, seems like you were the one who brought up the breakup first. He lost control of his emotions. I did propose the breakup, but didn't we agree that you'd take one step, and I'd cover the remaining 99? Giselle, why won't you take a step back for me? I said word by word. I'm too tired. I don't want to step back anymore. He fell silent for a moment, his tone softening somewhat. Since you're tired, then take a rest and come back later. There's a banquet tonight. Take a nap first, then dress up nicely. I'll come pick you up. Me, Iris's welcome banquet. I'm not going. He paused. It's not for her. It was originally planned to celebrate your promotion. Come back tonight. We'll redo the promotion announcement. If you're worried about losing face, I'll issue another notice later. Harry, are you deaf? We broke up. I quit my job, and I won't be coming tonight. He gritted his teeth. Do you have to be so stubborn? Is it so hard to humble yourself for someone you love? I scoffed. Haven't I humbled myself enough? Harry, when will you ever listen to me properly? I said I'm tired. His breathing grew heavy. So it's true. I don't matter to you. So you broke up with me because of that man who picked you up today. Giselle, how could you betray our 10 years of love? I felt powerless. Unable to reach through the screen and slap him, I had no choice but to hang up and board the plane. As the flight attendant's announcement sounded, I looked out the window. Behind me lay a decade's worth of Harry, a love so heavy it weighed me down. Mixed in were tears, grievances, and an unshakable sense of oppression. And before me lies another vast expanse of sea and sky. A colleague sent me a video of the banquet. Harry remained sullen throughout, not saying a word. Downing one drink after another, from time to time, someone would ask the driver if I had been picked up. The employees present didn't dare to breathe heavily, knowing this was Harry's prelude to a major outburst. Only Iris remained oblivious. Fluttering around like a social butterfly, the barrage comments split into two factions arguing fiercely. The female lead is so annoying. Between two people, someone has to yield. The male lead already gave her a way out. Why must she stubbornly oppose to the end? Even so, knowing full well that his girlfriend cares deeply about other women, the male lead deliberately gives the project she cares about to someone else just to provoke her. He mixes work with emotions and has no sense of boundaries either. You don't get it. The male lead doesn't need her to work hard. He's not short on money. He just wants someone who loves him wholeheartedly. Isn't that every girl's dream? A domineering CEO who pampers and loves her, so she doesn't have to go out and earn a living. Don't belittle women, I prefer being financially independent, ha. So obsessed with independence, she'll get her wish soon enough. The male lead is about to sleep with the second female lead. I don't know if the barrage's claim about them sleeping together is actually true, but they reminded me that Harry's love for me has long been mixed with suffocating possessiveness. I hadn't realized it before. I used to think Harry's control over me in the name of love was actually love. All along, Harry's care for me was meticulous to the point where he even decided what clothes I should wear. If I went out without letting him accompany me or without keeping a video call with him, he would be angry the whole day. My entry into the Ives family's employment was also his strong demand, as he said he couldn't bear not having me in his sight at all times. Although I thought about venturing out after graduation, I gritted my teeth and agreed to make him happy. Having lost my father at a young age, I once believed this was the deep love of a father-like boyfriend, but after entering society, I gained colleagues, earned money, and became the independent and confident Giselle. Harry's concern gradually took on a different tone. He was suspicious and sensitive, initially using his CEO status to subtly hint to superiors about preventing me from working overtime or going on business trips. Later, he discovered that breaking up was my weak spot and began repeatedly using the threat of separation to test and torment me. Childhood abandonment left him deeply scarred, filling his heart with insecurity. Only by repeatedly enacting the drama of him fleeing and me chasing could he soothe the wounds in his heart through intense emotional fluctuations. Harry once suggested I quit my job and become Mrs. Ives, but I want to be a strong tree by his side, not a clinging vine. Every time he gets drunk, he brings up this issue and makes me choose again and again, either quit my job or break up. I was tormented to the point of developing moderate depression. This turmoil was merely the last straw that broke the camel's back, but I've figured it out. Since this disagreement cannot be resolved, let's resolve our relationship instead. Freedom is truly wonderful. During my travels, I was so happy. Except on the second day after arrival, I unexpectedly met Marlon. He said it all happened by coincidence, but the barrage comments said he accidentally peeked at my plane ticket and came to fake a chance encounter. I was half convinced. But Marlon kept coincidentally appearing near me. I started to believe he might have special feelings for me. After returning from the trip, Marlon urged me to go back to work. Harry found out about my new job at Morris's place and reportedly sent countless angry messages, losing all composure, to berate Marlon. On my first day at the new job, Harry and Iris made a high-profile announcement of their new relationship. They shared a passionate kiss under the sunset, and their overwhelmingly romantic photos flooded my feed. Iris was afraid I wouldn't see it, so she even went out of her way to send me sharp critiques she found online. Harry is my boyfriend now, he doesn't love you anymore. Giselle, don't get any ideas. So much drama, I couldn't be bothered to deal with her and promptly blocked her, but I still couldn't avoid seeing the gossip about Harry and Iris every day. One moment it's their anniversary, Harry lighting the sky lantern at an auction, winning a rare pink diamond to make a ring for her. The next moment someone captures Harry taking her to an event, Iris's heels bleeding from being rubbed raw, Harry kneeling down to carefully apply a band-aid for her. Marlon is obsessed with collecting this gossip and then forcibly sharing it with me. Mr. Marlon, I broke up with Harry long ago. I'm really not interested. Pointing at the latest news about Harry gifting Iris a multi-million-dollar villa, he asked me with an innocent face. I'm just keeping you updated on the movements of the Maurice family's competitors. Is that wrong? I rolled my eyes. Never heard that understanding competitors includes tracking their wedding status. He shrugged. That's why I say your work isn't thorough enough. For example, did you know your boss me is single and wants to get married, devoted and doting to his girlfriend, me? He cleared his throat awkwardly. Giselle, your professional skills still need improvement. Just when I thought Harry had let go of his feelings for me and was truly building a future with Iris, he suddenly appeared. After the meeting that day, Marlon treated me to dinner to celebrate new progress on the project. After dinner, I was about to hail a cab home when unexpectedly, I ran into Harry at the corner. Darling, he grabbed my hand. I froze, then forcefully pulled my hand back. Mr. Harry has a girlfriend now, so you'd better watch your mouth. He ignored my words, instead pressing my hand against his face and rubbing it. His damp, feverish breath reeked of pungent alcohol, making me involuntarily frown. What girlfriend? Don't you get it? It was all just to make you jealous. I did all this, made sure the whole world could see, just hoping you get jealous and tell me you care. With a forceful tug, he yanked me hard into his embrace. The voice carried a drunken sob. Stop making a scene, okay? I don't love her, it's you I love. Just say you still have feelings for me, and I'll break up with her tonight." Harry let go of me. He held me tightly in his arms, acting spoiled like a child. "I won't let go, not unless you say you love me." The barrage of comments immediately erupted. "Oh my." The stubborn tough guy finally gave in. "He really loves you." Female lead. "Just forgive him already." Female lead. The male lead even called out your name by mistake when he was getting intimate with the second female lead. "Hurry up and forgive him." Taken this heartbroken domineering CEO. He just made a mistake that all straight men make. Now that he knows he was wrong, make up already. Wait, where are your moral standards? The male lead is two-timing right now. Come back, my wife. If you're willing, I'll take back everything I gave to Iris and give you double. Okay. While he was rambling on, I suddenly sneered and asked coldly, "You slept with her, didn't you?" He seemed to snap out of his passionate confession, hastily letting go of me in panic. "That was just drunken recklessness. She seduced me. That day, the day you left, I was in a bad mood, and they kept urging me to drink. That's why I made a mistake. I took the opportunity to push him away." "So the second and third times, was it also accidental drunkenness that led you into her bed?" His face turned pale. My heart sank. Actually, I was just bluffing him by reading the bullet comments. If he hadn't been guilty, he wouldn't have fallen into my trap. "I don't love her, I'm only with her to spite me. But then I kept sleeping with her repeatedly." "Now you're coming to beg for reconciliation behind her back, claiming over and over that you love me." "Harry, you make me sick." He dropped his hand in defeat, his eyes red like a rabbit's. "It's my fault." But, he raised his head, "Isn't there any fault on your part? It's because you've been neglecting me, not putting me first. That I developed a desire for revenge. I have endless money, enough to support you and your family for a lifetime. You don't even need to work hard. No matter how high you climb in your career, can you ever earn as much as I do? It's utterly pointless. I want your wholehearted love. Why must you always oppose me?" Iris is different. Her heart and eyes are full of me, and she only took the job at Ives' house to stick with me. Giselle. If you had relied on me even half as much as she does, we wouldn't have come to this. Hearing his accusation, I laughed in anger. This is Harry's love. He carved a mold for me, then forced me into it. When I resisted, he didn't hesitate to hurt me to make me comply. I valued my work, so he destroyed it. I cherished our 10-year relationship, so he found someone new to provoke me. You're the one doing the most hurtful things to me. Yet you keep blaming me as the instigator. How ridiculous. Now I'm just grateful I discovered the truth early. Since Iris suits you so well, then you'd better stay with her. I reached out to stop him from speaking. Since childhood, I've had to rely on myself to earn a living. Work is the source of my security, and I will never give it up in this lifetime to become the Mrs. Ives you imagine. Don't you understand yet? We're not compatible. Harry, just give up. I ignored him and turned to leave without another word, leaving only a dejected Harry standing alone in the cold wind. I want to completely sever ties with Harry, but Iris won't give me the chance. Early the next morning, she stormed over to Morris's house. I buried myself in writing documents when I heard someone exclaim outside, "Miss Iris, you can't just barge into the office." Just then, Iris stormed in angrily wearing sky-high heels. In front of everyone, she raised her hand and slapped me hard across the face. Everyone in the office stopped what they were doing and silently turned their gaze toward us. "You shameless bitch, Harry brother already dumped you, yet you still cling to him without any dignity," she screamed shrilly and threw down a stack of photos. The crowd quickly gathered around. In the photos, Harry was holding me tightly, while I was trying to pull his hands away. From a certain angle, it looked as if I was gripping him tightly instead. I'm wearing the same outfit I wore to work yesterday. The unique design is quite recognizable. Yesterday a girl in the office even asked for the link to buy it. A knowing look spread across everyone's faces. Someone whispered in discussion, "I thought Giselle was really that noble, giving up her millionaire CEO ex-boyfriend to become an ordinary office worker." Nothing's more annoying than people using the ex-girlfriend label to play the homewrecker. Last time I got heartbroken was because of this kind of ex-girlfriend drama. Iris heard the gossip and looked up at me smugly. I stared directly into Iris's eyes and said to her seriously, "It was Harry who came to me, and I rejected him. I didn't seduce him. If you don't believe me, you can ask him." Iris seemed to hear the most ridiculous joke, covering her mouth with a mocking laugh. "Giselle, haven't you seen the news? The whole city knows Harry brother loves me so much. The Randolph family and the Ives family are well matched in social status. Even Harry's mother said I'm her ideal choice for a daughter-in-law. Would he really betray me for a poor ex like you?" She looked me up and down disdainfully. "Don't think I don't know. You must have regretted breaking up with him after living poorly. And now you're throwing yourself at Harry to win him back. stop dreaming. He told me himself that being with a poor girl like you was just for the experience. He'll eventually marry someone from his own social circle. My palm clenched tightly into a fist. Did he really say that? I can accept Harry no longer loving me, falling for someone else, but I can't accept that the deep affection from youth till today has become Harry's so-called life experience. The looks from my colleagues around me grew increasingly complicated. There was both the contempt of those who thought I was the other woman, and sympathy directed at me. The sound of hurried footsteps approached from a distance. Harry walked in from behind. Iris, you go back first. He pressed his thin lips tightly together, his expression grave. When he saw me, a flicker of unease flashed through his icy eyes. She said you've only been with me for 10 years to experience life, is that true? I slowly turned to look at him, asking expressionlessly. The barrage of comments erupted in sharp, startled screams. Quickly clarify yourself, male lead, you never said that. It's the second female lead making up stories on her own. The female lead's eyes are so red they look about to bleed. Baby, hurry and comfort her. Pull her tightly into your arms. My heart is breaking. How did such a perfect couple end up like this? His eyes flickered slightly, yet he remained composed as he said, you were the one who said we're completely over. How I discuss the past with my girlfriend is none of your concern. He stared at me with burning eyes. A soft sigh rippled through the office. Harry saying this was tantamount to admitting Iris's every word, including that I seduced him, and the bullshit excuse that he's only with me to experience life. Would it kill you to be less Sundra for once? You clearly don't mean that. Didn't you guys understand the male lead's point? If you want him to clarify, the female lead has to coax him and immediately take back the harsh words she said last night. Ugh, this pretentious bastard. It's the first time I genuinely find the male lead detestable. The female lead did the right thing by breaking up with him. A man who values face this much deserves to lose the love of his life and suffer for the rest of his days. I sneered coldly. This is an office. Get out, both of you, and stop disrupting our work. Harry darkened his expression. Furthermore, Iris, I will pursue the slanderous accusation of me being the other woman to the fullest extent. I picked up the phone to call the police. Mr. Harry is indeed a busy man. Last night he was busy harassing his ex-girlfriend, and today he's busy showing off his current lover. What? Do you think my Morris's house is your boudoir? Everyone turned their heads in unison toward the source of the voice. Marlon walked in leisurely with his hands in his pockets, his voice still carrying that lazy tone. I can prove that last night, Mr. Harry was the one who approached Miss Giselle. He waved the portable hard drive in his hand. The photos I just showed were screenshots from the video at Bristow restaurant. Right, what a coincidence. I have shares in that restaurant, so I made a copy too. Shall we take a look at the parts you haven't seen together? Iris, her victorious smile gradually faded, her face turning pale, her voice trembled. What did you say? Harry stepped in front of her, frowning deeply. Mr. Marlon, sorry to disturb you today, but this is our private matter. It doesn't seem appropriate for you to get involved. Marlon slowly walked over and affectionately put his arm around my shoulder. Noticing the shocked gazes around us, he curled his lips. Isn't it a bit inappropriate for a boyfriend not to stand up for his girlfriend? My heart skipped a beat. Marlon, what's this all about now? Harry looked at me, then at Marlon, his gaze finally settling on the hand placed on my shoulder. He suddenly burst into laughter. So the reason you were in such a hurry to break up with me was because you changed your heart. Fine, Giselle, I misjudged you. Marlon raised an eyebrow. Last month I clearly heard at night bar Mr. Harry initiate the breakup. It was you who let go first. That's why I pursued her. Speaking of which, I should actually thank you, moreover. I see Mr. Harry and Miss Iris flaunting their love on trending searches every day. Isn't it you who changed affections? Harry's expression grew increasingly gloomy as he stared at the carefree Marlon, the chill in the air becoming oppressive. I tugged at his sleeve, and he gave me an okay sign. Marlon suddenly slapped his forehead. What a memory I have. Last night, Mr. Harry had regrets and tried to win back his ex. The whole dramatic scene was clearly captured by our restaurant's outdoor surveillance cameras. Our surveillance also has audio recording capabilities. Iris tightly grabbed Harry's arm. Her eyes filled with disbelief. Is what Marlon said true? Did you really go to Giselle to ask for reconciliation? Harry didn't speak, just gazed deeply at me and Marlon, but his silence was like a powerful answer, shattering Iris's illusions. Harry, you bastard. She slapped Harry hard, then punched him several times through tears, finally covering her mouth. She rushed out of Morris's office. Harry remained completely unresponsive, letting her hit him without any reaction. He just stared at me intently. Is it true? Are you and Marlon really in a relationship? The words in a relationship were squeezed out of his mouth with great difficulty, as if they weighed 1,000 pounds. I avoided his gaze. You have no right to ask about my affairs. Please leave. Marlon stepped forward. Did you hear that? Please leave immediately. Harry suddenly rushed forward like a madman and punched Marlon. The people around seemed suddenly awakened and rushed forward to restrain him. The scene was chaotic and noisy, until security and the Ives family escorted Harry out, finally ending the farce. In the CEO's office, I applied medicine to Marlon's wounds. He grimaced and cried out, ouch, ouch, gently, gently. Is this how you treat your benefactor? I stopped what I was doing. Mr. Marlon, thank you. He waved his hand. It's nothing. I just can't stand scumbags. A good man like me despises those who aren't faithful the most. If you were my girlfriend, I would definitely, but I'm not your girlfriend. I interrupted him. I lowered my eyes. You didn't have to say I was your girlfriend earlier. It might make people misunderstand us. The tips of his ears turned slightly red. As long as you're willing. It's not a misunderstanding, actually. I've liked you for a long time, always waiting for you to break up with Harry. The barrage exploded instantly. The second male lead finally admitted it. This guy couldn't sleep all night after adding the female lead on WeChat last time. Does the female lead not recognize him? He was your junior in college. He used to watch you silently on the playground. Of course she doesn't remember. Back then, her heart and eyes were only for the male lead. The second male lead was originally just an unnoticed younger son in his family. It was to catch her attention that he worked tirelessly to become the feared Mr. Marlon in the business world. Later, he opposed the male lead just to outshine his rival in love. Forget it. The male lead is too foolish. I've decided to change my mind and root for the female lead and the second male lead. Female lead, hurry and say yes to him. The second male lead has been fantasizing about you every night. He's practically sick with longing. Seeing me lower my head in silence, he resumed his usual nonchalant demeanor, looking at me indifferently. It's fine if you don't agree now, as long as you stay at Morris's house. I believe you'll eventually fall for this young master. But his hands were clearly fidgeting nervously with the hem of his clothes. I calmly handed over an envelope. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Marlon, but I'm resigning. Marlon straightened up in his chair. I continued. After this incident, my staying at the Maurice household would create a bad influence. After careful consideration, I've decided to resign. He pondered for a moment, looking at me cautiously. Will we still see each other after you quit your job? I thought for a moment and smiled. We probably will. Although I've decided to move to another city, I'll still be working in this industry. We'll meet again then. A deep disappointment spread across his face. Giselle, won't you give me a chance? In terms of looks, family background, or talent, where do I fall short compared to Harry? Is it just because I'm younger than him? Don't you like younger guys? How can you know where I might be bigger than him without trying? I raised my hand to stop him. You're great. But I want to achieve more in my career, not develop in this industry as your girlfriend. I don't want others to perceive me as so-and-so's girlfriend, if I were to date you. We would just repeat the same old path I had with Harry. You're in a superior position, and we can't love each other equally. He listened quietly until I finished speaking, remaining silent for a long while. Then he stood up and extended his hand. All right. I respect your decision. If you ever want to return to Morris's place, you're always welcome. I shook hands with him. As I was leaving, he called out to me, Giselle, I like you because I admire your talent and personality. Not for Harry. If we meet again, can I pursue you? I took my mother and moved far away to North Beijing. The medical facilities in North Beijing are better. After the specialists there reviewed my mother's medical records, they decided to include her in a new drug research group. The treatment is completely free, with professional one-on-one follow-up. My mother and I were so happy we hugged each other. I found a job at a company of similar scale with equally generous benefits. From bullet comments and news, I intermittently learned about Harry and Iris's later events. Iris discovered she was merely Harry's pawn. The spoiled young lady, accustomed to endless adoration, couldn't tolerate such treatment. She willfully leaked the Ives family corporate secrets onto the internet, instantly creating massive waves. The Ives family's stock price plummeted, and the ever-opportunistic Marlon launched a takeover assault against the Ives family. For a time, the Ives family suffered a devastating blow, and the entire Ives household was furious. The parents, who had always favored Harry's younger brother, seized the opportunity to expel Harry from the family and groom the second son as the successor. Unfortunately, it was beyond saving. The Ives family went from being a once glorious company to a debt-ridden wreck. Meanwhile, Harry was ruined by this incident and even faced a lawsuit filed by the Ives family in the company's name. Leading to a court case, he could only move back to the slum where we met as kids, spending his days in a daze, drowning himself in alcohol. Iris only realized she was already pregnant with Harry's son after experiencing the thrill of revenge. At this moment, she panicked. She had only intended to scare Harry and vent her anger. Never expecting to ruin the Ives family so badly, and now she was carrying his child, she ran to find the barely human Harry, crying and begging for his forgiveness, promising that the Randolph family would take care of him. But Harry hated Iris to the core. When he heard Iris holding him, crying and telling him she was pregnant, Harry had the thought of killing her. He sweet-talked and lured Iris into secretly visiting him every day, drinking with her, then pretend not to trust her, forcing her to reveal the Randolph family's secrets. Which wealthy family doesn't have deadly secrets? But Iris had no choice. She was carrying Harry's child. Her reputation had long been ruined among the wealthy elite. Harry was her last lifeline. Just like that, Harry mastered all the secrets of the White family. One night, he took advantage of her deep sleep. Harry smashed an empty liquor bottle and thrust the sharp shards into Iris's abdomen. Then, as she struggled, he tightly choked her neck until she stopped moving. He killed while gritting his teeth and cursing her. "Bitch, you ruined my life. I don't care if I die, but you won't get off easy either." Iris struggled desperately, pleading with him the entire time. "I have money. I'll get my dad to give you money. Please let me go." Harry laughed maniacally. I narrowed my eyes. "It was Marlon, the secret you told me. I've already compiled the evidence, and now your parents are being put on trial. Ha ha ha. Do you still think you're the precious young lady of a wealthy family?" Iris's eyes filled with immense sorrow. "I want you to experience the agony of falling from heaven into the abyss before you die." With that, he used all his strength to strangle her. He didn't stop until he heard the sound of bones breaking. Just after dawn, the sky was a faint gray blue. Having just killed someone, Harry finished his last sip of alcohol and staggered to the police station to turn himself in. Goodbye. Marlon was at an industry summit 3 years later. "I have become the top figure in the industry, having just been awarded the industry's Person of the Year," I spoke confidently on stage. After the interview, I walked from the stage to the guest seating area. A familiar scent of sandalwood wafted towards me. Marlon sat beside me in a well-tailored suit. Compared to 3 years ago, his handsome and dashing appearance had gained a touch of maturity. He extended his hand. "I should call you President Giselle." I smiled and shook his hand in return. "Mr. Marlon, it's been a long time." His eyes were filled with admiration and amazement. "I never thought we'd be evenly matched in just 3 years. Giselle, I really wasn't wrong about you." After the event, "May I buy you a drink?" I looked at his familiar features, still heroic, still as open and bright as a youth. I smiled and reached out my hand. "Of course you can." The end.